All right, it's October 22nd. I'm Naif Mubarak with Mubarak Law in downtown Orlando. This is our weekly Facebook Live. It's 6:30, and we are ready to get started with you all. I know I received a few comments this week from people on the phone about that one individual watches it with her family every week, so I thought that was very sweet. So if you're watching, please say hello. And Sama, how are you, Sama? Hope you're doing well. Today's discussion, thank you for your question, is going to be really short, and I'm going to explain why. So first, before we get started, today, good news is that yesterday we received approval for one of our victims of domestic violence cases. This individual has gone through extreme cruelty, and we were even present with this person when they had an interview with immigration for fraud or for some type of process. So this was actually part of a scheme of their abuser, and they have now received an approval notice. So I could not be happier for this person. So that's awesome news. Good job to me, Safa, the client, everybody who worked hard on this case. It is October. So a couple things. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I wanted to share that good news to go hand in hand with with this month's Domestic Violence Awareness. As you all may or may not have remembered, that in May we met with a counselor, Andrea Roa Estrella, to talk about the types of abuse people face day to day, and how COVID, the pandemic, unemployment, people being stuck at home is increasing this issue of domestic violence. Unfortunately, I can tell you that in the last several weeks, we have had an increase of domestic violence issues coming through our office. So what we're going to do is release several videos this weekend regarding the types of VAWA or domestic violence victims options. So some people believe that you have to be a woman to qualify for this. It's not true. Although it is called the Violence Against Women's Act, it's for anybody who's a victim of domestic violence that's married to a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident. So that's what's called VAWA, and that's when you do a self-petition. Even if you're not married, but let's say you were a victim of a crime and you help prosecute a particular crime, you might be eligible for a U visa. So this weekend, we are going to share with you all issues on domestic violence and U visas for VAWA and the options you have. Too many times we see individuals who feel like they're trapped by their abuser and by their captor, in the sense that they cannot leave, or something will happen to their children, something will happen to their status. Time and time again, we hear an abuser say that, who are the police going to believe, me or you, an immigrant with no status or papers? So these are very heavy topics. We plan to give you guys contact information for hotlines such as Harbor House. We are working with, for example, thank you, Jessica, Harbor House's number. If you're in Orlando and suffering from domestic violence or need a place to go, Harbor House is a great resource. Additionally, the Muslim Women's Organization, MWO of Central Florida, has asked me to do some videos for them. So I will be collaborating with them as they provide services for victims of domestic violence throughout the day. So, really, it's a short live. That's all I have for you guys today. We are going to send these videos over the weekend and look for them. Please share them. Check out our YouTube, subscribe to them. And we will also be having our Saturday consultations next week. Believe it or not, October is almost done. Next Saturday is the last Saturday of the month, which means we have our Saturday consultations. It's also Halloween, and then we're in November, and 2020 is almost over. Good riddance, and we will hope everybody is taking advantage of this election, pre-early voting in Central Florida. There's long lines. Regardless of your opinions, please go out and vote. It's incredibly important. And next week we have let me tell you all a little bit about our guest, attorney Richard Schwam, with over 20 years experience with medical malpractice, is going to talk to us about the difficulties, the issues with medical malpractice, and what to look for. His firm is so particular as to which cases they take. They do investigation periods before they officially sign a contract, because medical malpractice is not like your normal personal injury case. There has to be some type of egregious medical error that a reasonable mistake would not be occurred. And I will leave that for attorney Richard Schwam next week. So if you have any questions about medical malpractice, if you had a procedure done, any issues during labor with your children, please share that. Next week we will have a medical malpractice expert on our show, and he's a great guy, and I look forward to having him. So this is probably the shortest live, and I see many of you are tuning in now, but go ahead and rewatch this video. Look for the videos for U-Visa and VAWA. Vote, and remember, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month and the Domestic Violence Victim Awareness Month as well. My name is Naif Mubarak with Mubarak Law. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we look forward to working you all then. We have a couple of people saying hello. Assalamu alaikum. Nowhere. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys tuning in every week, and we will see you here next week with attorney Richard Schwam at 6:30 for a full Facebook Live on medical malpractice. And then we will go from there, and look out for the videos this weekend. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next time at 6:30 at Mubarak Law.